This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so once again, welcome you all for the session for mobile automation. So we are going to learn about something called mobile automation today. We are going to see about something like mobile automation. Okay, so this is the starting class or the demo session we could tell it up. So myself, Aravind, so I'll be taking care of you the session going forward, and so we'll have like two things actually. So once I'll log into session, I'll test my mic and then I'll share my screen. So again, if you have again doubts, you can post your doubts inside the chat section in GoToMeeting. I hope you can find it at your right corner, I think. So at the top there is an attendees, and beside that there is a messaging like symbol available where you can identify or you can post it out all your findings, your suggestions, your answers. Everything is welcomed actually overall over there. And the next thing would be like say, so let me share my screen and please confirm like whether you are able to see it up or not. So just give me a moment. Just a moment. Just a minute, guys. Okay, so I'll share my screen. Kindly someone can confirm in the chat or you can unmute yourself and let me know whether my screen is visible.
Yeah, we can see.
Yep, thank you. Okay, so let's start our session for today. So this is a basic introduction about myself. So myself Arvind. So I have like around 11 plus years of experience in automation engineering. So I worked with a variety of frameworks like APM, Selenium, Playwright, Cypress, and almost all the TestNG, JUnit, and almost all frameworks actually. And also I have worked with a couple of clients actually from India and Middle East. So most probably, so varies on Standard Chartered, Emirates NBD, Binance, and UBS actually. So these are the clients that I worked with it. So and I have a corporate experience of training. That means my corporate training experience of around 6 plus years I have. Like almost I think now I didn't update this slide actually, but it is almost like around I would say 7 years it has become. Okay, so almost like 7 8 years. So that's my corporate experience. So and soon jumping on next actually. So before we jump on to mobile automation, so if any doubts, any clarifications or anything you require it up, so kindly post it into the chat inside our GoToMeeting, or you can post it in the WhatsApp chat if that feels handy, or if you can unmute yourself and you can let me know also, that should be fine actually. So whichever mode of communication, so you can use it. Yeah. So whichever you feel convenient. So let's continue with our session. So today is the first session and is going to be the demo session part of it. So the demo session will be including walking you through the syllabus point of view and what is mobile automation and all those things. Uh, these things we'll be checking it up. So what is what and how a mobile automation, our APM is going to be quite unique when compared to other tools in the industry. and why do we do a mobile automation and all those things we'll be checking. So before we jump into the topics, like let me okay, so there is a question. Mobile app automation using browser stack will also be covered. Yeah, we can cover it. So far we don't have it up actually in our syllabus, but I can show you a demo like how to do it up on that browser stack. So why we don't use a browser stack in this one is like, say, it has a very limited set of device, and it has a trial period as well, only like 14 days or something, and then we need to pay and use it up. So as usual, like all the mobiles are expensive and nothing is for free. So that's the reason we didn't include it up. So but if you want to use it up, you're most welcome. Like we can also have some 1 hour session, because there is no big difference. So you need to get the device ID, get the URL, and that's it. It's ready to go. So it's not a big deal breaker, so it will be easier one. So if you want to include it, we can have it up. Yeah, no issues. So that's to answer you. So I don't know your name, so it shows me as a guest. So I kindly apologize. You can rename it when you log in, I think it's possible. So I think that's to answer you. Yeah. So was that fine? Is it okay? Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thank you. So, what is mobile automation? So, basically, you must have already been holding all your mobile devices, whether it's going to be an iOS or Android, anything, it can be there. So, your application will be installed on that particular device, and you can test on the device actually. So, when we widely categorize it up, all your mobile automation testing tools or like your application basically it is segregated into either one of these things. So either it's going to be a native application, web application, or your hybrid application. Either of these three types only it's going to be segregated. So native application, like say, oh, okay, before going to that, so how many of you are like say a manual testers on mobile application also? Maybe you can put that in the chat with simple yes, 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 something. So you're a manual tester on mobile application. If it is so, just give it as an yes. So if you are not a manual tester, yes, manual tester. So okay. So which device do you work into? Like it's an iOS and an Android? Android. Okay. So yeah, thank you. Both the devices. Yeah, that's great actually. Okay. Okay. Yeah, manual tester. Yes, on Android. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Java with Selenium. Okay, manual tester. Yeah, fine. Okay, Java with Selenium. So, okay, already you do the automation, maybe Madhavi, with Android and iOS, if I'm not wrong. Oh, okay, yes, that's great. That's great. Okay, yes, mobile. Yeah, mobile. Yes, mobile. Sorry, manual mobile app tester. That's great, actually. Yeah, that's good set, actually. Good to hear with you all. Thanks for your messages. So let's jump into it actually. So why I specifically asked this, like say there is a certain criteria, like say because there is an Android and iOS two major devices available in our industry, and each application will work differently for different systems. So that is the only thing. Okay, so that's the only thing. That's the only reason I asked it up. So nothing much actually. So it doesn't matter, like say whether you know only Android or you whether know iOS. So that doesn't matter actually, because when it comes to the automation part of it, like it's going to be like a two different one. because there is a two different platform. It's going to be two different items that is going to be existing. So let's see how we can combine those two, Android and iOS, together in one particular framework. We'll also be seeing it up. Okay. Can I get APM training on Mac? I'm not using Windows, or do we have separate class for it? Don't worry, Sai. I am also having a Mac actually, so there is not much difference actually. So between a Mac and the Windows, but the problem is like say your Android and iOS will both support on Mac, but whereas your Windows machine can support only your Android. So that is the only thing actually. But I think someone from the top they mentioned like say browser stack actually. So browser stack is compatible across everywhere. Okay, any cloud platforms. So we use a Mac only side to answer you to be short. Yes, we use the Mac one. So I also hold a Mac because it's compatible for both iOS and Android. So that's the reason. So we cannot shift between Windows and Mac. So that's why like say I used only a Mac so that it is compatible. Yeah, that's the
But
only
I think
reason.
the installation is different, right, for the Mac and the Windows?
Installation is slightly different actually, so
Mm.
not a big difference actually. So because the code will work both on Windows, Mac, Android, iOS, everywhere it will work. But
Okay.
the thing is like say the Android Studio installation and setup, you need to do like two steps extra on the Windows machine, which don't required on a Mac. That's the only thing.
Okay.
There
Thank
is
you.
no huge difference. Yeah, there is no huge difference available. Only the setup. Okay, as you said. So yeah, to answer you, Sai, in a short, yes, we use the Mac machine. Yeah, don't worry about it. And to walk through on the syllabus, right, sir, is this training is for both manual and automation mobile testing? No, unfortunately for her, we don't have manual testing over here. So we do it for automation mobile testing actually because the syllabus is quite little vast for automation. That's why we didn't include a manual. So manual, we have a different one. So I think there is a separate session for manual ongoing, I think. But just get it confirmed from the Isha team. So that's what I know about limited knowledge. Yeah. So manual is not. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. So for automation testing, let's say course duration. So course duration. So actually it depends anywhere between like say 45 hours to 50 hours actually. So it depends on the group we are into it. So approximately I would say like 40, minimum of 40 hours and maximum of 50 hours, I would say course duration. So that would be the duration of it. And in this course content, you'll be checking out like say, so obviously you might have heard like say the syllabus of it. So just I'm putting it in front of you. Uh, okay. So this is the syllabus for you for mobile automation. Okay. So as you can see, the duration is 30 hours, but obviously it will extend to 40 hours actually. But no issues actually. So duration is not a problem. So anyhow, like plus or minus 10, 15 hours would be there actually. So these are the syllabus point of view over here. So mobile testing. So just to brief you out, like say, we'll be first taking on to an introductory session over here. So this is like a demo session. So introductory session tomorrow we'll be starting it up like what is mobile automation, what is native web application, hybrid, native, and all those differences we'll be seeing it up. So those who don't know and make use of that introductory session, and then quickly we'll be jumping on to the installation of your Android and your Android Studio and your Xcode actually. So both will be trying to install it up, and we'll be trying to create one particular simulator in our mission. Okay, so once we create a simulator in our mission, And then comes the concept of ADB commands, where we will be giving a hands-on to you, like how to inspect the elements. Not to inspect, how to identify the elements. Sorry, how to identify the devices which is connected to your laptop or your desktop. So a simulator and also like a real device also it is available. So real device also we can connect it, but I couldn't show it to you because I don't do a mirroring actually, but I can still show it to you whether my device is connected or not. Similar to that of iOS and Android, both will be showing it to you, and to list the devices also will be showing it to you. And yeah, so sorry, there is one more question. Do we learn Xcode? So we learn Xcode only the basics actually, so not the in-depth one, because Xcode we use it only to create a WebDriver agent and all those things actually. So nothing much to it. And also to create a particular simulator also we need to know the Xcode. So for on that perspective, on a very basic level, we'll be having the Xcode. How to use the Xcode, we'll be having it, than to explore the Xcode actually. So that one will be teaching it to you. So I have a doubt. To study mobile testing, we need a knowledge of automation. Yes, absolutely. Like, like say to answer you, like say Monokaran, like say knowledge of automation is a must nowadays. I would say like maybe if you have a group separately available, you can check it up nowadays. Like say manual testing is available, but automation testing like say it is a must nowadays. It's kind of automation as it's in a kind of a demand as it was like a decade back for manual testers. So it is a much demand actually for manual testers. Sorry, for automation testers. If you don't have no issues actually. So here we don't use the Selenium actually. So Jenkins, we don't see Jenkins. We have it up actually in our syllabus, and Cucumber also we have it up in our syllabus, but Selenium we don't have it up, and also we don't use the Python for now. We use the Java for now. So it goes like this. So what are the prerequisites? I would tell it to you is like say, so we need to have a Java understanding. Okay. And then Selenium, it's not a must actually. I would say it as like an optional one. So if you have the understanding, it's well enough. If not, no issues. Because again, the tool that we are going to deal about is like Appium. So this doesn't depend upon Selenium. So obviously it has its own commands. So you don't need to worry about it. But Java is a must. But when you see our core syllabus, like yeah, exactly, Rio, the core Java will be covered over here. I was coming to that point. So our core Java will be covered over here. So up to a basic level, it will be covered. So when I say basic level, it will start from the class methods, uh, and then constructors and OOPS concept. So OOPS concept will include encapsulation, abstraction, polymorphism, and also we'll include the inheritance interface, and also we'll have about something called your what to say collection concept, and we'll touch base the generic concept as well, generics in Java. So all these concepts will be touching base to it. And yeah, you teach Cypress? Yes, Kiran. Yeah, I have the Cypress. Yeah, we have an ongoing batch on Cypress, but you need to get in touch with Isha Training for that one. Data structures, we don't do it up because structures is a very big concept actually. So if we touch that, the entire course, we can't cover it up in the duration. 40, 50 hours, we can't cover it up. So data structures, we don't cover it up. We instead of that, we just give some search examples, search, sorting, all these examples, we give it up. So the data structures, we don't cover it in depth, but instead we give some examples and we cover on that basis actually. Yeah, so that's the one actually. So and to coming to the point, the prerequisites, like I would say, like say these are the prerequisites I would say. So Java, So we have it in our syllabus where we would be to approximate it, give it, like say we give it as an intermediate level. Okay, so that's the level of training we give it up, because advanced concepts, there is again a different session available altogether. So why an intermediate level, you'll ask me a question. So to answer that, why, yeah, to answer Manogaran's question, only code Java is enough for mobiles. Obviously it's enough actually. So we are not going to build an application, we are going to test an application. So to test an application, a basic level of understanding and how to use, on where to use, should be very well sufficient for. Okay, so that level of understanding, if you have it, I would say it's a big thumbs up. Because whenever you try to go for an interview, the first thing they would ask you is like say, do you know Java? And what is like, they'll randomly ask you like say to write a programming on sorting a number, or write a programming of prime number. All these things definitely will be there apart from APM. Because APM, when you see like say certain people's, I would say like say I would take an interview for certain number of people. So what the mentality would be like say, if you know Selenium, so most of your APM would be an easier one. Because I would put forth a question to you. So what is the difference in testing between a web application and mobile application? So any idea? Maybe you can unmute yourself, no issues. Or if you want to type it, just give it a go. So what the difference you see between your mobile application testing and web application testing, or just a random? What's the difference that you see?
There might be
Well,
setup changes.
okay. So apart from setups, how about the UI handling? Maybe it's a good one. Setup.
Mm, it pretty much both are same, similar.
Both are, yeah, except one.
There is a difference in the perspective testing. So for the mobile application
Okay.
testing, we have to use a real device or either emulator, simulator, and where we have to test touch functionality. And just give me a
No, no, sure, no problem. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Sai and Ria, they both are true actually. But one thing you forgot, the touch action. The touch
yeah.
action.
Touch action is
Yeah,
also used.
that's the only main difference I could see from my experience, which differentiates a web application and a mobile application. Apart from that, all the other things are same. So in mobile device, you touch and you type, you touch and you, that means you touch the button, it clicks on a button, and same way the drop down, everything is going to be the same. Okay, so that's the only difference. But apart from that, the rest is going to be the same. So only the configuration, as I said, like there is some differences is there, because as an automation tester, we need to configure, uh, we need to configure like which device I'm going to access, which application I'm going to access. So all these things we need to configure. So that is common for both iOS and your Android. Okay, so there is one more question. Sir, can you tell us the class timings? Okay. Yeah, class timings would be the same timings as today. Maybe I was late by 5 minutes, but it would be usually we start the session on the right time. Maybe actually, maybe it's the time. Maybe let me check it really quick. What will be the India timing? Uh, just a really quick one. Just a minute. Yeah, I think in India it's around like 10 o'clock we start, and it's going to be like 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. The timing actually in India, IST timing, so 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. So usually we'll have it. So today we were late by 5 minutes, but from like the next session we'll wait for 2-3 minutes and then we'll start our session. Okay, so that's how we usually go about for all the sessions. We wait maximum of 3-4 minutes. That's it, if not there is any configuration issues. And at the end of the session we'll be having a Q&A session, so that any configuration, any doubts, any of your experiences you want to share, or any of the experience that I had, I can share it up. So it will be like a more collaborative session than a one-way session actually. So that will be there to answer you. The class timings will be like 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. And for mobile testing, we test only for Android or we test the Apple mobile also. If we test Apple mobile, we need knowledge. No, not required. Like Swift knowledge is not required actually. Even if you go for Android, right? Nowadays, like people are started to use something called a Kotlin, a language called Kotlin, Kotlin. So that means like say I'm not going to build an application and I know I'm not going to build an application on Android application, so I need to know the language. So that is a good way. If you're going to build an application on Android, Kotlin is a must or Java is a must. If you're going to build an application on iOS, Swift is a must. But here we are not going to build an application. We are going to test an application. We need to know the architecture part of the application, but not the real-time building part of the application. Yeah. So that is one thing. Alone because my office timing starts at 11 a.m. IST, so I used to wake up a bit morning. Okay, Sachin. 10 and 11. Okay, so maybe you're in Japan, right? Japan. It's like, let me see, from India, how much time? It's 5 hours ahead, I think. Okay. Okay, JST, or it's around like now 2 a.m. Okay, that's really bad. Yeah, I think unfortunately that's going to be the timing actually, but but you can get with Isha team actually if there is any sessions, any other sessions available. They have planned it because I was given this timing. I don't know about the other timing. So just get in touch with Isha's. They might help you out around. Yeah. Do we have morning
So,
classes according? Yeah, yes, please.
yeah, I just wanted to confirm कि this nowadays Maestro tool is also in demand. So, what is the difference in APM and Maestro? So, just wanted to know.
Sorry, what is the tool? Sorry,
Maestro,
sorry, Nexto.
Maestro.
Maestro, okay, so I have not heard about it, but let me check it up. Okay, so it's like purely for web and mobile or just a mobile application?
As I know, it's for mobile application testing, and here we can use a
Okay,
YML language.
oh, okay, because I've not heard about it quite recently actually, but I can check it up actually. So Maestro, I have
Yeah,
not heard about it quite. Yeah. So if it's going to be YAML language actually, so that means like it's kind of a configuration we do. So I've seen the Espresso tool. So that's for Android and Xcode for iOS. They have their own unit testings available. But Maestro, I'm not sure, but I'll check it up.
yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. I think like Maestro is kind of maybe I'll check it. I'll confirm. Yes, bro. Because I think it is something like similar to that of Espresso and Xcode, I think. But I can confirm you. Yeah, I, I don't know, somewhere I heard about it. Yeah, it's kind of a code, like say a developer builds a code and you test on the code of that one. So I think it's kind of that tool. Okay. So, but I will not confirm it, but I'll check it up. I can do that. And do we have morning classes according to IST? Mornings, I don't think so. We have any sessions actually, because mornings, I don't think so. We have it up. Even though if we have it, it would be around like 8 to 9, I think. But I'm not sure on the time. But just get it confirmed actually from Isha Group. Yeah, because last time we started it up and it didn't. There was a little bit shortage actually, but you can get it confirmed actually. But for now, the timing would be like say 10 to 11 IST actually for now, the timing. Yeah. And to jump on it, the course platform, like say we'll be seeing what is mobile testing, mobile platforms and types, and then their limitation. And then we'll also have the APM part of it. So as I told you, we'll be trying to set up a Android and iOS, and then try to create a simulator, and then check the device details with the help of ADB commands. And also we'll check about the synchronization with APM. How does it work, and can we configure it? Can we inspect it? All these things we'll be seeing it up. And also the main thing about the locator strategies. When we say about the locator strategy, so basically like what type of locators we need to use and how frequently we need to use it up. All these things we'll be checking it up. And most probably we'll be dealing with the XPaths and the CSS selectors. So those things we'll be using it up. And we do have some sample application, and also we can use some real-time applications as well to handle it up. And also like say if you have an Android device, try to install this one apk.info. So I don't know how many of you have heard about this. If you already heard about this, please comment it in our chat actually. So if you go to like say Google uh, Play Store, you heard about the Google Play Store. Okay, over here. So there is something called your APK info. Okay. Yeah. So this is a tool. So this tool, if you haven't installed it, just try installing it inside your Android device. It's not applicable for your iOS. So iOS, I'll tell you how to do it up. These are some of the prerequisites I could give you an insight into. So what this one will do, it is like if you have a device, so it will break through the. Just give me a moment. Just give me a moment. Yep, sorry about that. Had a little bad throat. Yeah, if you have heard about this device, sorry, this application, if you install it on your Android application, you can access the Android application's internal activities actually. So maybe someone said like say, do I need to build and have a knowledge to build an application to test this one? So absolutely not, but you have something similar to this one. So as you can see, com, Android, com permissions, similar to this, you'll be having it up so that you can investigate how an application is built and what is an activity. Activity is everything you can understand it now. So this tool is that particular usage and that particular tool to investigate the particular application is how it has been built. So I would also list it under like say APK info and be installed in the Android devices. Okay. Okay. And we have like a couple of scrolling, swiping, long presses, all your mouse, like say whatever you do, the touch actions, everything will be seeing it. Okay. So double tap. So they mentioned double tap. It's like double tap, single tap, swiping, scrolling, everything we can mention it over here. and also the main thing actually, the desired capabilities. So desired capabilities is one of the core concepts of your Android testing actually. So if not web, for Android and iOS, your desired capability is one of the core concepts. Maybe I could show you a couple of things. Maybe just hold on. Let me open my Eclipse. Okay, from the tool perspective, I would say, let's say, you can use either of these tools actually. So if you have other tools also, kindly suggest actually. So let's see the compatibility. So I would go with either an Eclipse or an IntelliJ. So either of these tools I would be using it. So IntelliJ is a more comfortable tool I would say than Eclipse, because nowadays Eclipse has become a much more of a very wide kind of a tool available. So I wouldn't use it that much. But if you want to use it up, I wouldn't avoid it, because sometimes I use Eclipse for easiness. Okay, so but it stucks a little bit actually, as you can see it. Just give me a moment. So we have a couple of projects over here. So all are related to mobile application. So we'll be dealing with the particular framework like TestNG and JUnit actually. So when coming to TestNG, how to test it parallelly to devices, and Cucumber, how to test it with a feature file, because like Cucumber is the most latest thing that it has been like very popular nowadays. No one imagined like Cucumber would be such a popular item, but that has become a very popular one. So we'll also be teaching on those front as well, like say how to design a framework with TestNG and how to design a framework with Cucumber. And as I told you, so these are some of the desired capabilities that we'll be using it. So this is for your iOS and this is for your Android actually. So more or less it would look similar to you, but there are some considerable differences actually. Okay, so let me split it and show it to you. Yeah. So you can see both. This is a particular framework that we have constructed to give about like say common framework for both Android and iOS. So where we maintain the properties of your Android and iOS over here. So you can see the only difference I could see like say over here the base package and the activity name. So this is for your Android. So as the name suggests, and for your iOS, we need just the application name and the UDI. That's it. But rest other things depends upon like how we are using. Like here the platform name is iOS and iPhone 8. Here the platform name is Android and the device name is this one. So this is the only difference that I could see. Apart from that, the rest things is going to be the same. Of course, the handling of each environment will be there will be a difference. We'll be checking it out. Okay, so there is a couple of questions. Can we do mobile automation using Cypress? No, we can't do unfortunately. And why APM exactly? So why APM? So APM can test all the three different types of applications that is available. So which is going to be your native web and your hybrid application. So that is why the main reason APM is available, and it's an open source application. Okay, so open source application. So when you say open source, you don't need to pay for it, you don't need to do anything, you just need to download it and run it. It works. And this is the only automation, like say only UI based, I would say UI based automation tool, which is they are updating it uh, they are updating it time and again. Okay, and I think that most recent version released was 2x and it has become public, and they have been constantly updating, constantly using it. And there is an APM studio as well available, where you do, if you don't like to use Eclipse or IntelliJ, you can use APM studio as well. It has a variety of features, so we can use that one as well. Can we do both an Android and iOS? Yes, Tushiar, like we can do it up both Android and iOS. It's compatible, so you don't need to worry about the compatibility. And Using APM? Yeah. Using APM, we can do both Android and iOS because, as you can see, I have like one specific framework. Okay, and we segregate it with the help of the app ID actually, and then we run your scripts. So APM will support both the things. You don't need to worry about it. Okay, so this is about the APM part. Okay. So mobile automation, these are the prerequisites as we have discussed. We need to have Java, Selenium is optional, Android SDK and Xcode only for iOS. Okay, so if you are a person who is having a Mac machine or a Mac Air or a Mac Pro or anything like, you can use your Xcode actually. So that's a pretty good tool. So these are the prerequisites, and this is why an APM. So it's an open source tool and it can test across different platforms, iOS and Android. It supports mobile web browser automation and has a wide variety of language support. So language support, it can support Java, C Sharp, Perl, Python, Ruby, anything it can support it up. And as you can see it, it's an open source tool. And again, these are the compatible things. And again, for CI/CD, Jenkins it supports, and it test code run on emulator, simulator, anything actually, browser stack, I mean AWS device farm, C test, anywhere it can run it up. So there are like say a couple of cloud platforms like say browser stack, Lambda test. If you don't have your Mac, I'm telling, if you don't have your Mac machine, don't worry about it. So obviously you will get a limited period of time for each email ID you create, and then you can easily access it up. Like say, I think I still have my browser stack just to show you. Let me quickly show it. There is obviously some plans and pricings, but you can use this one actually. So let me check whether I'm in my login. Yeah, so this is how it is. If you don't purchase it, the problem is like you get a limited set of devices, you don't get the latest one. So you can use these devices just for checking it up, but you need to log in and create an account. Okay, so I already have an account here, so it's already logged in. Okay, so let me quickly check what's my account. Yeah, it's my personal account. Yeah, no problem. Okay, so as you can see, this is my personal account. I can see what are the devices available. So as usual, like you can't get all the devices, but you say you get a limited set of devices. So that's the thing actually. Okay, so I need to go to App Live, and you can see for Google I have this device, and it's a quite easy one. That's it, pretty much. Oh, mm. So this is how you start it up. It's an easy one. So I use a browser stack, but you can't get access to all the devices. You get some pretty old devices, but I think this should be sufficient for our automation. Okay, so it doesn't matter. So this is a demo application. So I can skip it, click it, and do anything on these things. Okay, so this is how it works. Okay, so this is how a browser stack will work, and then I use a browser stack, but it's going to be the same thing for AWS Farm or a Lambda test, C test, or it's going to be Perfecto. So all these are like say major things in the industry. So you can use it up. So if you don't have your real device, not an issue. You can make use of this one. So main thing like say whoever doesn't have, I would say device, right? I would say, where is it? Stop session. So I'll go for an iOS. You can still have a 13 mini or something. The behavior is going to be the same. So nothing much. Should, it should still connect it for you. Okay. It's just a moment. Let it configure. But the problem is like here the version is very less actually 15.4. Right now I think we are on 17.2 for iOS and Android 14 we have. That's the only difference actually, but it doesn't create a bigger impact actually. So only when you try to test a backward compatibility test there might be a bigger impact, but apart from that I think it's good enough for this for testing to learn and to use it up. I think this should be fine. Sorry if someone was talking. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so this is how it works. Okay, so desired capabilities, we saw a few things. So these are the desired capabilities. What is the differences? And Cucumber, again, we'll see it up. So this is a sample Cucumber file. I have it up. Okay, so let me close this one. So I've created a couple of scenarios for us actually for our session. So the same thing we'll be checking it up. Okay, and also page object model, our basic thumb rule. Okay, so our basic thumb rule of page object model we'll be seeing it up. So and then how to use it inside your test ng and your Cucumber will be seeing it up. And also like CI/CD Jenkins and integration of reports and Sauce Lab. Actually Sauce Lab, what I meant is like the browser stack, we'll be checking it up, how to run it up, and then how to run your scripts on parallel. So when I mentioned parallel, so basically we can use it both on JUnit 5 and then TestNG as well. So both we can use it up. So that doesn't have a bigger impact actually. So and then we have like Appium actually. So the packaging difference I'll show it to you tomorrow. Like how does it work and what does it work upon actually, because we have a difference actually. If it's going to be an iOS, it's going to be like say IPA, the extension of your package. So when I say package, the app that you're going to install, it will be an extension IPA. Whereas like say for Android, it's going to be a APK. Okay, it's going to be APK. It will be like this. Yeah, right. Yeah. And then we need to install your Node.js. How does your Appium will work actually? So we'll see this is an in-depth concept tomorrow, and what are the desired capabilities we require it up. And for Android, what is a library? What are the things that we require? How does it work? We'll show it to you. And for iOS also, how does it work? We'll be showing it to you. And the installation part of it, we'll be seeing it up. How to use it as a direct download for your Windows and all those things. We'll be checking it up. Okay, so this is all about it. Okay, so all these things we'll be teaching it to you, how to install it from the command line and all those things. Okay, Node.js way of installation, command way, everything will be checking it up. And then the finally our helpy handler, so ADB commands. So using this ADB commands, I would say is as a simple real-time example. If you don't have your device booted or something, so you can even erase your device by connecting to your laptop and providing certain commands, ADB commands, so that it erases your complete device. So that level of confidence this ADB devices will be having. Okay. And any question and answer, already we discussed a lot of Q&A, but apart from this, can we get this content sheet? What do you mean by content sheet? Maybe this syllabus you mean? if it's a syllabus, I can share it over here. So you mean the PDF? Okay, the syllabus. Yeah, I will just share it over here. So just you can have a look. So if any queries or class and schedule, you can just contact Mr. Kumar. His number is this one. So I hope he is available. Course duration, it will be almost like 40 to 50 hours actually. 40 to 50 hours course duration. So minimum, as you can see it on the link, it will be like 35 hours. So that's obviously it comes to 40 hours actually, for sure. At least it will take a month. Yeah. Okay. So this is how our course syllabus has been structured. So if any doubts we can discuss. If not, we can close it for today and we can have a continued session tomorrow along with what is native, what is hybrid, and what is web application.
So tomorrow before the session, do we need to download the APK file for Windows and Xcode for Mac users, right?
Not required anyhow. We'll be seeing on the session as well actually. So it is not a mandate actually. So we can have it in the same session, in our same session itself.
And also, do you have classes on Saturday, Sundays too?
Yeah, no. We don't have it on Saturday, Sunday. We'll be having it from Monday to Friday.
Mhm.
Each day 1 hour will be have from 10 to 11.
Thank you.
Yeah. So if no doubts, we can
I have a
call it for
question.
a session. Yeah, yeah.
Even Cypress does the mobile automation. Why we need APM?
So Cypress doesn't do any mobile automation as it is. So it makes use of your what to say? Maybe if I open let's say google.com over here. So when you go to your more tools, developer tools, it tries to replicate the behavior of mobile automation. That's it. So as it is, it cannot handle a real mobile application. So this is a web application. How does your web application look on your device? So that particular feature your Cypress has, but an application which works on an Android cannot be automated in Cypress.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So no doubts, we can call it for a day and we can meet up again tomorrow same time. So have a good evening and let's meet up tomorrow. Thank you.